guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. So today I'm going straight into doing my brows. I'm just setting it with the Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just brushing up my brow hairs. I'm gonna go ahead and fill them out with the Evita Joseph Expert brow liner in the shade Rich Expresso. I'm going above my brows and below my brows, literally just following the shape of my brows, and I'm gonna fill out the sparse areas. This video was filmed before I got my microblading touch up, so I had a few bold spots in my brows. So yeah, I was just going a little ham with the brow product. With a spoolie to make sure that the products are not sticking to my brow hairs. Make sure it's evenly distributed. Now I'm going in with the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer in the shade Tan. I'm just going below my brows and I'm just sculpting it out with my color box brush. I'm using a concealer that is really close to my skin tone to sculpt my brows out, because I really like to do this. And now I'm going in with a lighter concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I'm just going over the bottom part of my brows. I use a foundation or a concealer that is close to my skin tone to sculpt my brows first before going in with the concealer, because it just makes it look a little neater. And also I do this if I'm doing like a full glam. If I'm doing everyday makeup, I don't bother using two concealers or a foundation before my concealer. So yeah, I'm literally just making sure that the sculpting out is perfect. This day I wanted to film like a makeup therapy, but I just wanted to do a voiceover because I wanted it to be a tutorial as well. So I'm buffing out the concealer with my Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush, making sure that the product is well blended out under my eyes. And as you can see, it's like really looks nice. I'm going in to prime my skin with the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Primer. This primer is amazing. It works for my skin. I have oily combination skin, and I've used it for a couple of my clients who have dry skin as well, but I use like a hydrating mist or I use a hydrating foundation for them. So I feel like if you have this primer and it's not working for you, you just need to manipulate everything else around it, because yeah, it just really works nicely for my skin. And I feel like if you're able to like work around with it, it's gonna look nice because it has a really nice blurring effect to it. If your skin is really oily, however, you would get a little greasy through the day, and that's only normal because however you work, your skin would like get oily during the day. So I'm going in with my lip lacquer from colored Raine, and it's in the shade Cherry Blossom. I'm using that as a blush. I wanted to try out this blush thing again because the last time I did, it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. So I was going to do it step by step, and yeah, it ended up working really nicely. So yeah, I just blended it out and I'm gonna let it sit on my skin for a bit, and I'm gonna go over with my foundation. If you use a liquid blush or you use a lipstick for your liquid blush, you want to allow it to dry down a little bit before going in to blend it out. Otherwise you're gonna have lipstick literally all over your face. You're gonna look red, which you wouldn't want. I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty foundation. By the way, I'm in the shade 390, and I'm buffing it out with the Real Techniques brush. I'm not sure the name of this brush, but yeah, I would have it in the video down below so you guys can go ahead and check it out. I'm going over with foundation over my forehead as well, and I'm gonna blend that out. As you can see, I am skipping wherever my blush is because I want it to dry down a little bit more before before I go over it with some foundation. I'm going over the top of my brows to sculpt it out with my foundation. I literally adapted this step not so long ago. It just gives my brows a nice shape. Also, it allows it to blend into my foundation and literally just takes out that halo look, that light line when you use like a lighter concealer to sculpt out the top part of your brows. So this allows it to just blend into my foundation. As you can see, I am trying as much as I can to just skip the blush area, and now I'm gonna likely go over it with just a little foundation, and you guys are gonna see that it's moving around just a bit, which is what I like. You want to wait for it to get a little tacky before you go in with any liquid product on top of it. Trust me, this is a really nice thing to do if you want to use a lipstick or a liquid blush under your foundation. So as you can see, it's blended out very nicely. Do not be bothered by how crazy it looks. At the end of the day, it's gonna come really nice. And this is not everyday makeup. I don't know if I mentioned it. This is like a full glam, but at the end of the day, it's gonna look as natural as possible, because today we are not gonna be doing a lot of work on our eyes. I'm literally gonna use like just the bronzer to go over my eyelids. Anyways, I am applying my black Opal stick foundation in the shade Suede Mocha, and I am just blending it out with my Real Techniques brush. I went over my forehead because, you know, my forehead is more of a 5 head, so I like to cream contour that. I also go over my jawline to give me the snatched look, and I am blending my cheekbones. You remember to blend it upwards to make sure that you look as snatched as possible. Do not worry if you blend it into your liquid blush. That's completely fine, because naturally if you like blend your contour or your bronzer into your blush, it just makes it look really nice. Now I'm gonna go over the area under my eyes with my concealer. I'm using the Too Faced multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I'm using just one concealer today. This concealer is like really full coverage, and I didn't really feel like using 2 concealers today, guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over my mustache area, my chin, my 5 head, and the bridge of my nose. I'm not using a lot of concealer on my forehead, by the way, but yeah, I look crazy. That's completely fine too. I'm gonna go over and blend it out with my Real Techniques contour brush. I'm just buffing the products into my skin with soft stippling motions. You don't want to swirl the brush. If you do, the product is gonna move all over your face, and you wouldn't want that. A brush is gonna have you controlling the product on your face, literally moving the product where you want it to. As you can see, I'm buffing out what's on my forehead. It's moving a little above where I wanted to go, but that's okay, because I'm gonna go in with my brush to just correct everything. I'm just blending out the contour on my nose. I made it sit for a while, and now I'm going under my eyes to blend it out. As you can see, it's blending into the blush, the liquid blush that we applied earlier, and that is what we want. It's gonna look really nice when everything is completely blended out and you finally set it. I know that it looks like it's completely vanished from my face, and you'll be like, what was the point of like using a liquid blush under? But yeah, it's gonna come out at the end of the day. I really don't know how it works, but I tried it out and it just looks really nice. Now you can see that my face looks really harsh because, you know, it's not completely blended out. that is when you need a damp beauty blender, a damp blending sponge. You're just gonna go over everywhere on your face, making sure that you're taking off any excess product and blending every harsh line on your face. The contour line looks really harsh, so yeah, I'm just gonna go over with a beauty blender, and at the end of the day you're gonna see that it looks very nice and blended out. I'm also going over the bridge of my nose just to blend out my highlights that I applied there, and you see that when I used the sponge, the highlights went all over the place, so I had to go back in with a contour brush. So that's why I always use brushes to blend out first. Anyways, you can see that everything is nice and blended out, and we are gonna go under the eyes with some setting powder. I'm setting my under eyes and everywhere on my face literally with the Mercier translucent powder that I used to like set my brow area when I started the tutorial. But yeah, you want to go in with just a little powder, as little as possible, making sure that you set before you go ahead and bake. I always do this, and I do not appear cakey. If you want to appear cakey, you want to go in with a lot of powder right on top of the liquid or cream product, which is not the best. So yeah, I'm going all over to set my entire face with just a little translucent powder. I always do this because it just allows everything else I'm gonna put on my face after the setting powder to literally just glide on smoothly and not like become patchy or anything. Now I'm going over the area under my eyes. I'm gonna conceal that and blend it out because I wanted my brow, my under eye, my eyelids, wow I'm so sorry guys, my eyelids to like have like a smooth canvas, just cause I wasn't going to apply any eyeshadow. I just wanted it to look really uniform, because yeah, I would just allow the products I'm gonna put on my eyes to like look nice, I guess. But yeah, I just like to do this on days. Some days I really do not conceal my eyebrows, but I mean conceal my under eyes. What is happening? I'm gonna go over my under eyes and just like bake the sides of my nose with the Mercier translucent powder. As you guys saw, I set it before baking, and now I'm gonna do the reverse contour just to make my face a little more snatched. And I am setting my smile lines. Now I'm going in with a bronzer. I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Coconutty. It's gonna look like I applied eyeshadow. Just watch how I am applying my bronzer to make it look like eyeshadow. I go in with a blending brush and I put that on my crease, and I go in with a flat brush and push the bronzer onto my eyelid, and this makes it look really nice. Like I actually did a lot of work on my eyes, which I did not. And I'm just blowing out what's on my crease, and yeah, blowing it into my outer V, and yeah, it just ends up looking really nice. I applied my eyelashes off camera, and now I am tight lining my eyes with the Shaded Beauty Kohl black eyeliner, and I am smoking it out with some bronzer. Yeah, this in itself is like a soft glam look, but a little less work in my opinion, because I didn't do any cut crease. I literally just used bronzer. Now I'm just dusting off any excess powder on my face with the Real Techniques setting brush. When you're dusting off excess powder, you want to be very light-handed and not push the brush too much into your skin, otherwise you're going to move the products. Be as light-handed as possible. Yeah, and I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty soft matte powder foundation. I'm setting the rest of my face and making sure that the entire face is like just really uniform and all harsh lines are blended in again. I'm using my Real Techniques powder brush, by the way. I'm also going to go in with my bronzer that I went into on my eyelids. This is the Fenty Beauty Coconutty bronzer. I'm applying that all over where I used cream contour to bring some warmth back into my face. And I'm using my Real Techniques 100 brush. This is the bronzing brush. And I'm also going over my nose contour with the same bronzer, just to make sure everything is nice and sculpted out. And I'm gonna apply some blush over my cheekbones. I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm using my Bella blush from Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna set my entire face with the Morphe continuous setting spray to make sure everything is melted onto my face. Now I'm applying some mascara onto my lower lashes. I'm using the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes mascara, and I'm gonna line my lips with a brown lip liner. I'm going over my dark brown lip liner with some brown lipstick from NYX Cosmetics. It's in the shade Berlin. I'm literally just softening up the dark brown lip liner. This is how I do my lips every single time I want to do like a nude lip. I'm going over my brow bones with some highlighter. I'm using the MAC Cosmetics Skin Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Gold Deposit, and I'm putting that onto the high points of my cheekbones as well. As you can see, the blush is like peeking through, and by the end of the makeup tutorial, you guys are gonna see how the liquid blush like would turn out. It's like really nice. Now I'm going over my lips with some lip cream, Fenty Gloss Cream. I literally forgot the name of this product, guys. Anyways, I used the shade Fenty Glow, and I'm going over my brows with some gel, some Got To Be gel, just to make my hairs look a little feathery. So yeah guys, that's the end of the tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the like button if you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.